reducing the use or eliminating the use of punitive segregation, you're going to decrease those types of violence. And certainly the commissioner pointed to the fact that with the lowering of punitive segregation, the numbers there, and the increased use of programming, they've seen success. And I mentioned this to your former leader, Norman Seabrook, way back in 2014 when we were touring Rikers Island. And I've been there in Rikers Island at least 6 times in the time that I've been in the city council. And even the facilities themselves, the facilities are in horrible, horrible shape. And, you know, I fought for better facilities just for the environment that, you know, folks have to work in, the physical environment that folks have to work in. But I do take objection to a number of the statements that you made, Mr. Boscio, about not having any resources. In one hand, you're saying that you don't have any resources, but on the other hand, you're saying you want to keep punitive segregation. So I don't understand that. You're saying that, you know, many of them are thrown into solitary for violent acts, but I know for sure that on many occasions, folks are put into solitary for non-violent acts, and that has been a history of what's happened here. Look at what happened to Layleen Polanco. Why was Layleen Polanco put into solitary? Can you answer that?
Well, Councilmember Dromm, again, you keep using the terminology solitary, and we do not have that. And
yes, you do.
The city charter.
It's synonymous. It's synonymous,
sir.
Mr. Boscio, I'm the council member. Hold up, please.
And when you ask, look,
Mr. Boscio,
you ask about
council member here to ask you questions.
Right, and I'm telling you that we don't have.
But the words punitive segregation and solitary are synonymous. When you put somebody inside a cell for 20 hours, that is solitary confinement. It used to be 24 hours till we've pushed back on that. And your union, under the leadership of Norman Seabrook, who's on his way to jail, by the way, okay? I hope he doesn't have to go into solitary. That's what I hope. You know, God forbid he goes into solitary. Then we might see some change. But, you know, it's the same thing. 20 hours. If you spend 20 hours in a bathroom
as well.
Mr. Boscio, have you spent 20 hours in a bathroom?
No, I have not.
Well, try it, okay? And see how you feel when you come out, and see if it doesn't have psychological effect on you. 20 hours in a cell alone, locked up, has tremendous negative effects on people. You say that officers don't have gas masks. I know that's not true. I know that the gas masks were used in classrooms against kids who were chained to their desks, okay? It was the teachers who didn't have gas masks. That situation has now been turned around, but it was not the corrections officers, and they're the ones who fire the tear gas to begin with, okay? So if they don't want to get tear gas, tell them not to fire tear gas to kids, at kids. Gassing kids is an abomination. You talk about bail reform without any evidence. What is your evidence about bail reform having anything to do with increased violence in Rikers Island? There's no evidence of that. You know, look, I find it very hard to take Colbert seriously because of its long record of corruption. And, you know, it's just, I don't believe that using torture to cure violence is a way to end violence. It just doesn't happen that way. So, you know, and then you're talking about, you know, the way we house inmates. This hearing is not about the way we house inmates. I feel bad. Maybe you're right about the gangs. I don't know. I don't know enough about the gangs, to be honest with you, to answer that. But ultimately,
know about what's going on in jail.
I know enough. I know enough, sir, and I have oversight over your jails, and I can go to your jails anytime without you following me around like your former leader did. Okay.
I invite you to tour.
Or your threats, or your television ads, or whatever you want to do.
I invite you to tour with me anytime you like, unannounced, of course.
Listen, I don't listen to thugs. I don't listen to thugs. So you could be as much of a thug as you want to be, but you don't bother me. Okay? You don't bother me. I'm here to help people. Unfortunately, you don't see the benefits of that. And I wish that you did. If you did, you would serve your members, okay? But it's time for change. Remember the people that have died under your supervision, sir, and the people you have harmed, sir, by your insistence on punitive segregation. which is actually solitary confinement, which is torture. Thank you very much.
You and me can have a different opinion, but like I said, slashings are up 16%, assaults on correction officers are up 15%, and inmate on inmate violence is up a staggering 284%, and those numbers don't lie.
So your officers are doing something wrong. That's got to be the reason.
That's your ideology, I guess. But,
yep, something's going
All right,
wrong.
we're gonna leave it at that. Thank you for the testimony and the questions. I'm gonna have the committee counsel. Thank you for your testimony, your members as well.